Welcome back to We're Having Fun. I'm Mark. Hello.
Hi, I'm Krista.
Hello, Krista. Well, it's a new week. Mm-hmm. We're back, and there's a new trailer out this week. It was The Marvels, which I think it looks pretty good.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for it.
I'm very excited.
I mean, I
like this team up.
Yeah, I was kind of excited about it already, but then when I saw the trailer, I was like, okay, now they've really got me hooked.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Stuff going on.
Yeah, I know that a lot of people don't like Captain Marvel, but I don't have anything against her.
Yeah, I don't know why they don't like her, but whatever.
And then love Miss Marvel.
Yeah, she's great.
What's her name?
Photon.
Yeah. I always want to call her Polaris. I'm like, that doesn't have anything to do with anything. I'm like, it starts with a P. At least I get to get that part.
Yep.
Photon, which I liked her in WandaVision, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Everybody's switching places.
Yeah.
Looks interesting.
Man, I'm trying to remember what happened in it, honestly.
Well, it starts off, it's like it's like out in the, it's not called Sword, because it was like Sword and Shield, but it's called something else that starts with an S. But it's where Nick Fury is right now.
Yeah.
And Monica Rambeau is out, like, on a spacewalk kind of thing.
Yeah.
And
and it gets swapped out.
And then she gets swapped out with Miss Marvel. And then they're like, well, and Miss Marvel gets swapped out with Captain Marvel, so she ends up in the house.
And that's what we saw at the end of Miss Marvel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then it's like, but where's Monica Rambeau? She's like on some other planet somewhere.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I was wondering if it might be the negative zone, because it kind of looked all dark and interesting. I'm curious if the negative zone's coming through. I'm kind of looking forward to that. I'm hoping so.
So don't know what's causing all this.
Yeah. And we don't know who the bad guys are really yet, do we? No.
Not that I know of.
But yeah, I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
I'm very excited. So get ready for that. Mm-hmm. Any other news or trailers we need to talk about?
Not a trailer, but there was an announcement that they're going to be doing a new Harry Potter show.
Oh, yeah?
And I was like, oh, okay. Because they're going to
are they rebooting it?
Yeah, they're rebooting it. And it's like, okay, but we just did the movies.
Yeah.
Not that long ago.
Yeah. Well, Warner Brothers deal is they're just like, we just want to remake everything.
Yeah.
Just the properties we have. Let's just do that. No new stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And it's because they're, the whole Percy Jackson thing. They're going to do the same thing with that.
Yeah.
Because, the Percy Jackson show, they're going to do one book per season. That's what the plan is anyway. Okay. So I think that's what they're going to do with this. So one book per season. But they were like, they made this announcement and they were like, and look, this is the new logo. It's the exact same logo. They're like, and this is the castle. And it's like, yeah, it's the exact same thing from the movies. It looks exactly the same. Like if you look at the Harry Potter logo for the new series, like the font and everything,
exactly the same.
It's exactly the same. It's like,
so they're gonna drag a book out for a whole season. Mm-hmm. Oh man.
I mean,
no.
The first books, that's going to be a slog because it's going to be like...
when it gets to like whatever book it is, it's so emo and terrible.
My gosh, yeah, the fifth book.
Yeah. Oh no.
And the thing is, that fifth book is so long, you could probably split it into 2 seasons, which they might end up doing.
Don't do that.
I don't know if they will, but it is Warner Brothers.
Yeah, that's true.
I would not be surprised if they did. And it's just going to be angsty Harry like all the time.
Yes.
And Umbridge.
I hated that.
Because, that book is the worst.
I hate that book, I guess. I haven't seen the movie.
Yeah, because that book, you've got him just angry about everything.
Yeah.
Just being a real teenager.
Uh-huh.
And then you have Umbridge also.
Is the
Throw
worst.
her in there. And it's like, this is the worst character in the whole series.
Oh, no.
So I don't know if I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, honestly. I'm not super excited about any of that, really. Oh,
and I guess they're just never going to finish the Fantastic Beasts thing, which honestly, probably for the best.
Probably for the best, yeah. It's a good thing.
That first one was good, and then, I don't know.
Yeah.
The second two was just like, The
third one wasn't even that bad. It was weird and silly.
Yeah,
sometimes.
There was a lot of stuff that was like,
a lot of stupid decisions.
Makes sense, but okay. Yeah.
It's better than that second one, though, man.
That second one was bad. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, that's what's happening.
That's something. Well, let's get away from that then.
Yes, please.
As quickly as possible. And let's talk about the new episode of Mandalorian.
All right.
This is the Spies?
Yes, it's chapter 23.
Okay. Yes. Nice. For some reason I was thinking maybe it's last week's episode, but no, it's this week's.
Yeah.
It's weird watching it on Wednesday.
Yeah, because
it feels like it was so long ago.
Yeah, because we watch it on Wednesday because we don't want to be spoiled for anything, if possible.
Because everybody's the worst.
Yes. And then we don't usually watch our main feature until Saturday.
Yeah.
Sometimes Sunday.
If we're on the ball, we'll watch it Saturday.
Yeah, exactly.
Then sometimes we're playing Mario Kart and we don't have time.
And we're like, oh no. We played video games too late. I guess we'll watch this later. Yeah. But yeah, we watched this one Wednesday.
Yeah.
So, do you want to go over your notes?
Yeah. All right, so this is The Mandalorian.
Okay, we'll go over my notes. So we start off, we're on Coruscant again.
Yes.
We got Elia Kane. She's still hanging around.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about this scene.
She's like going clubbing. She's not actually, but
she's in the clubbing district.
She is, yeah.
Dance on.
She goes off into like an alleyway, and there's some kind of a droid there. It's like one of the little black floaty droids. I don't know what they're called.
I think black floaty droids.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. They're BF droids.
So she sees a BF droid. So dumb.
It's your boyfriend droid.
Hi, it's my boyfriend droid. Oh gosh.
I've got a message for you.
I love you. No, it does have a message, but it is from Moff Gideon.
Yeah.
And I was like, he doesn't even look like himself.
Yeah.
I don't know what they did, but
I don't know.
He looked CGI.
He does, kind of. He looks too good.
It was weird.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just, doing something new with his
he's got a nice routine going on. Yeah. He's eating well. Doing great.
But Moff Gideon has a message or whatever. I don't remember what it was. I wasn't paying that much attention.
It was like, what's her info? Like her last thing went poorly or something. What was it that went bad? I don't know.
Oh no, she was talking about. She was telling him about the pirates on Navarro that
they failed.
They failed. They didn't take over the planet. They ran into some trouble, and it was the Mandalorians. And so they're those darn Mandalorians.
Those Mandos.
Yeah, so then we go to Moff Gideon, and he is going to a
team meeting. He's got a Zoom meeting set up.
Yeah, it's called the Shadow Council. It's like they're Imperial loyalists.
Okay.
And they're going around. Some of them don't really seem to like him very much.
Yeah. It's kind of a divided council a little bit.
Yeah, but they're like, we really need Grand Admiral Thrawn. And I'm like, okay, yeah, we know he's coming.
They're throwing it out there. They're like,
we've already
get everybody excited about this. Yeah.
I would be more excited if I knew anything about him.
Yeah.
I know that he was in like Rebels or whatever.
Yeah.
And I know that there was like a whole thing that was taken out of canon, that like the whole trilogy, the Thrawn trilogy and everything. I never read it.
People seem to love him.
They really liked him, so I think they're bringing him in because people did like him so much, and they were like, okay, well, we'll take some. We'll just grab a little pinch of that over there and bring it on in. So he was the thing that got pinched and brought in, I guess. So yeah, they're talking about him and how they need him to come back or whatever. And we see that one of the guys is named Brendel Hux.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that this is General Hux's dad.
Probably.
Because his name was not Brendel. It was like Armitage Hux or something like that. Okay. I don't remember exactly. I could be wrong. I could have gotten that from some random fan fiction. I don't know. But he's talking about something called Project Necromancer.
Oh, bringing them back from the dead.
What is that going to be?
Oh, it's probably the Emperor Palpatine
probably.
stuff. It's like, guys, we did not explain this in the movies. We should probably retcon this a little bit, give them a little backstory.
We should get on that.
People were kind of mad about that.
Yeah. So they're like, we can't let the Mandalorians retake Mandalore.
No, they're our biggest enemy.
Yep.
Or they're a bad example to the others.
So he's Moff Gideon's like, I need 3 Praetorian guards. I need all this other stuff. I can't remember what else. Some bombers and all this
ships
junk
and stuff. Yeah.
And they're like, fine, you can have it. Yeah. They don't want to give it to him. They're reluctant and everything, but they do.
Yeah.
So he's got something up his sleeve.
Yeah, he's a sneaky one.
So then we go to Navarro and...
Dave Navarro.
Yes. And there's an Imperial shuttle that shows up and it's like, oh, it's the Mandalorians. Because they have like the Mandalorian, like the...
Yeah, just... it would have taken so much time to paint that
Yeah, they've got like the mythosaur thing on the bottom.
It's ridiculous.
It's like, yeah. Okay.
That thing's huge.
Mm-hmm. So, of course, Mando goes up to talk to Grief Karga.
Yeah.
I have so much trouble remembering his name sometimes. Carl Weathers, yeah. And he's like, well, I've got something special for you. Look what I have. And here comes like one of the Anzellans walking in inside of IG-11, which is now IG-12.
He's like, we couldn't get the board and stuff, but he still kind of works.
Yeah.
He's just more of a vehicle now.
Exactly. So the little Anzellan jumps out. Yep. I guess it's Babu Frick. I keep thinking
I'm going to assume it is. Yeah.
So, so he walks out and he's like on the table and Grogu starts like waddling toward him. Yeah. And he's like, no squeezy, no squeezy. Bad baby, no squeezy.
I really wanted him to squeeze
so
him.
Cute.
Oh, it's so adorable.
It's like, let's put this adorable creature with this adorable creature and let them hug it out.
Yes. They could just team up for like the rest of the series.
That'd be great. I love it.
I'd be so happy.
So they
high five every once in a while.
So Grief Karga puts Grogu into IG-12.
Yeah.
He fits in there. He's real cute. His ears kind of have to bend to kind of fit in there a little bit. It's so cute.
It is.
So Mando's like, no, I don't think he's old enough to be like controlling this thing.
Yeah.
And then you just hear a no. Yeah. It's like, oh no. So yeah, he can control
voice commands in there.
Yeah, he's got some little voice commands. So he can control it and he can make it say no and yes.
Yeah.
So
that's so cute.
Yeah, so he goes around, he's just walking around in it and it's going, yes.
Why is Mando so against him in that bot, though? I don't understand it.
I don't know, but he lets him stay in there because he's in there the rest of the episode.
It's true, but he hates it.
I don't know.
Maybe because he doesn't want him going into the battle or something.
Yeah, I'm sure that's probably what it is.
But still. He's making him a Mandalorian. Like,
yeah, he wants him to fight. Yeah. He made him do like practice with that other kid. Yeah. So what the heck does he want? Just make up your mind.
Come on, Mando.
Come on.
Come on, Dad.
Come on.
I want to be in a robot, Dad.
Yep. So they go there's like a big meeting between all the Mandalorians, all the two tribes or whatever.
Yeah.
And at one point they're like, yeah, we'll have a big dinner or whatever. And then we're like, everyone, all the other Mandalorians are going to have to like walk off to different corners.
Like, what does their feast look like? Well, they would have to have so much room for everybody to go off somewhere. And you do have like little tents around or something.
Oh gosh.
Just to eat.
Yeah, it's
I'm glad we gathered together to have this feast where we left.
Where none of us can talk to each other while we eat.
So weird. I hate this tradition.
So dumb.
They just need to have little mouth flaps on the front. They just go up, you can eat, and then it goes back down.
Yeah.
Feels easy.
And then they can kiss through them, too.
Sure, yes. Yes, the other thing we really want is some kissing. We want some eating and some kissing from some Mandos.
I don't know. So they have this big meeting, and they ask, who's going to go to the surface of Mandalore? Because they need people from both tribes to do it. Mm-hmm. And so they have volunteers from both sides, and then they decide, they'll go down, and then everybody else will stay in the ships above Mandalore.
Yeah, they're gonna scout it out, make sure it's ready for them to come down.
Exactly, and then they'll come back up and be like, okay, we can all go down there.
Good to go.
So that's what they do. They head off to Mandalore. The advanced team or whatever goes down. They get down there. They're walking around. Well, actually, as they're going through the atmosphere, I'm like, oh, wait, they don't have communication. I'm like, oh, no, they're going to come out and everybody's going to be dead.
Yeah, something's going to happen out there in the atmosphere.
And they're not going to be able to communicate with each other.
Because all the main characters are going down. Yeah. It's like, oh, no.
Yeah.
This is not good.
Yep. So that was in my head the whole time.
Yeah. It's still in my head at this point.
Yeah. And also what was in my mind was, who are the spies? It's called the spies.
Yeah.
So they get down there, they're walking around, not really doing much of anything, and then suddenly this ship, like, it looks like an actual like ship, like a ship on the water kind of thing.
It's got like sails.
It's got sails and everything.
It's like riding the sand.
Yeah. It comes up, and it's other Mandalorians that stayed on the planet.
Left on the planet.
Left behind. And
they've been surviving, basically.
And
they're not doing well.
No, they're not doing well. They're like, do you have food?
Yeah, that's the first question. Hey.
Exactly. Bo-Katan's like, yeah. So they kind of team up together. Some of them go out because they're injured or whatever.
Yeah,
and so they're like, well, we can take you out to our ships floating out there and get you all fixed up and everything.
Oh, that's probably not going to be good.
Yeah. So they have like a big meeting and everything, and they talk, and they're heading off to the mines because they're like, we know where the mines are. We can take you there. And, or not the mines, but the forge, the Great Forge.
This is where Bo-Katan apologizes because she's like, I did surrender to the Empire, and they were supposed to spare everybody.
Yeah, they were going to spare the other
men. They didn't.
Yeah,
they
everybody.
Lied.
They were going to stop bombing Mandalore. They were going to leave everything the way it was. They were going to stop. Yeah. And she was betrayed by Moff Gideon, of course.
Of course.
And that's when he took the Darksaber from her.
He's the worst.
Yeah. And then at one point, Mando's talking to her, and he's like, it's okay. He's like, my people don't even care about the Darksaber. I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? I'm pretty sure that in Book of Boba Fett, you guys had like a fight over the Darksaber, but yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So it was kind of weird, but
everybody wants a cool weapon.
Yeah. You know? But they're heading out to, but he basically is like, but you know, I believe in you and everything.
Yeah.
They are heading to the forge. A fight breaks out between, what's his name? Axe Woves and Paz Vizsla.
Right.
Because of course one of them, because
they're playing chess.
They're playing like some kind of chess game, and Paz just keeps playing the wrong,
playing dirty
doing
chess.
The wrong moves and stuff. And he's like, you can't do that with that piece.
Yeah.
He's like, yes, I can. So they get into a fight about that.
Yeah.
And
the dumbest thing.
Yeah, the dumbest
thing. The nerdiest thing to get in a fight about.
Yeah, so they're like, they're fighting and everything.
They're dogfighting.
Exactly. And Bo-Katan is over there and she's like, I can't do anything about it because... And
nobody from either tribe can step in and do anything. Yeah,
exactly. They can't stop it because, you know, I guess it would look bad for the other.
Yeah, it'd probably cause a big division, big fight amongst them.
So who breaks them up?
Yeah.
It's Grogu.
It's Grogu.
Coming in going, no. So Grogu stops the fight.
Yeah.
Even though Grogu technically is part of the other thing, but, you know, we won't.
Guess he hasn't been like an official member.
Yeah, he's not officially a Mandalorian.
Foundling,
So he stops the fight. And then they get to this one spot and this big monster just comes out of nowhere.
Of course.
Because
they're always getting attacked by big monsters.
They are.
What in the world? With them?
So it comes out of nowhere and they all have to abandon ship, basically.
Yeah.
But then they end up finding the Great Forge. And that was like, what's the heart of their civilization and everything. And then while they're standing there just looking at it, all of a sudden these stormtroopers come out of nowhere and they're flying. They have little jetpacks. And I was like, they fly now? Yeah.
Yeah.
They fly now.
They do.
So they have a big fight there. They start running through this hallway. And it's like, that's a suspicious hallway.
Yeah.
Why does that look like an Imperial
outside of an Empire ship? Yeah.
Because it is.
Yeah.
And they kind of get stuck at one part. Like there's like a crevice or whatever. And they can't go any further. Some of them are stuck behind a gate.
Yeah.
And Mando, of course, is the only one who's not stuck back there.
Of course.
So they capture him, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And Moff Gideon is there. And I don't know why he captured Mando.
I mean,
it doesn't really go into
cool.
it. They're just like, you know what? He's the main character.
Yeah.
So we kind of have to capture him.
Yeah, they thought he had the Darksaber.
That's what I thought.
He knew that Bo-Katan had it. Which, how did he know?
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so they take Mando away. I still love that we just call him Mando, even though he's not the only Mandalorian.
he's the only real Mandalorian.
But I mean, it's so weird calling him Din Djarin because they never call him that. Because anytime Grief Karga comes up, he's like, Mando!
Yeah.
Like, yeah, see, he gets it. Grief Karga gets it. So, yeah, Moff Gideon sees Bo-Katan and is like, she goes, I should have killed you when I had the chance. And I'm like, yeah, you should have.
Yeah, why didn't you? It was so dumb y'all didn't kill him. Yes, he is a terrible guy.
Right there.
Yeah, and stupid Empire's not Empire, stupid Republic, so dumb.
Yeah.
Let him go.
So anyway, they can't get to each other because there's like a little thing in the way, a gate kind of thing in the way. And so she takes the Darksaber and she goes, because there's another thing
there's
there,
a
like
door behind
there's a door behind her. So she starts like making a hole in the door behind so that they can all get out. And so they open the gate so that they can go in there and get them before they can escape. But they all get to escape except for Paz Vizsla, who just sits there and is like, no, I'm gonna sacrifice myself.
I'm gonna shoot for no reason. Yeah.
Like, okay. And the thing that gets me the most is that he's sitting there. He has a jetpack that obviously works.
For a while, at least.
There is a crevice he could fly out of, and he does not use it at all.
I mean, he's really slow, and he sucks.
Yeah.
So they would have caught him.
But I mean, at least make the effort, bro.
He just wanted to go out shooting a lot of people.
He did, and using his flamethrower and everything.
Yeah. He was done.
So
after getting almost eaten by that bird, he was like, you know what, guys? I'm tired.
So yeah, he fights all these stormtroopers. But I mean, sure, the stormtroopers also have their jetpacks. Mm-hmm. But he gets rid of all those guys, and it's like, all right, I got rid of everybody. And here come the Praetorian Guards.
Right.
And I'm like, now.
Yeah.
Use your jetpack now.
That would have been a good time to do it.
Get out of there.
Yeah.
Fly out. It's not that far. Nope.
Nah.
Gets killed by him.
He does.
I'm like, well.
They destroy his pack at one point, but he could have beforehand.
He had plenty of time before. Yeah. They don't have jetpacks.
They don't. Yeah, he's dumb.
Anyway, so he's dead.
Yep.
So rip Paz Vizsla, I guess.
Oh, we're all pretty torn up about it.
Your poor kid is still somewhere on Navarro, I'm sure.
Yeah, probably. Just waiting for his dad.
He's now an orphan.
Or unless he's up there in space, and then we know they're dead.
I hope not, because it didn't really show what is happening in space.
Yeah, we just know that the forge person went up there, the blacksmith.
The armorer went up there.
There we go.
And with the injured people. Mm-hmm. So they did make it to the ship, but when Moff Gideon is talking, he's talking about the bombers and stuff, and using the bombers on their ships up there in the atmosphere, and it's like, or like
you would
right
think
outside.
They could take out some ships with that huge destroyer.
They do have a big destroyer,
but probably not because they're kind of dumb.
I don't know. Maybe they can.
We'll see. I'm not optimistic.
I'm not very optimistic about it either.
And who's the spies?
Yes,
that's
who
the
are
question.
The spies?
Could it be?
Because I was thinking it was the Mandalorians that were left behind.
Maybe the armorer. Or is that her name?
Yeah.
Maybe the armorer. There's a theory going around because Moff Tarkin, is that his name?
No, Grand Moff Tarkin was from the original trilogy.
Oh yeah.
He died in the Death Star. Moff Gideon.
Moff Gideon. Close enough. So he's got him a new suit. He's got him a little Darth Vader suit. Yeah. Made out of Beskar armor. And all the stormtroopers have Beskar too, apparently. Do they?
I don't know. So. I thought he just said that he used it on his.
I thought they had Beskar too. I don't know. Anyway, he has one. Very Darth Vader-y, but he also has little horns. Oh. Who else has little horns? The armorer.
Oh, okay.
Is she Mephisto confirmed?
Oh gosh.
Maybe she's betraying them.
I don't know.
Who knows? I don't know.
I feel like she wouldn't be the one to betray them, but
I would hope not.
I would think,
I like her more than most of the people.
Yeah. I would think that it would be the Mandalorians that were left behind, because I would think they weren't actually left behind and that they came with the Imperial people, with Moff Gideon and his people, because they've obviously been working on creating, like, they've got hallways and stuff. They had to have done something. Mm-hmm. So I was thinking that maybe they came with them. And
wait, who came with them?
That the Mandalorians that they found on Mandalore.
Oh, yeah.
That they're the spies, and half of them, they split up.
Like, how are they still alive?
Yeah, exactly.
Even though a lot of them are hurt.
Yeah.
And maybe they're faking being hurt so they can be taken up to the ships.
Exactly.
And then kill everybody.
Exactly.
Very possible.
And because some of them went with one group. Mm-hmm. To go up with the ships up there, and then the other ones stay behind. So it's
very possible.
That's what I was thinking. Very possible. But I don't know, because they didn't say. I was like, where are these spies that were in the title? Yeah. They've been doing that a lot. It seems like they either do the foundling when they're like way too many foundlings. Yeah. Or they do like the spies where it's like, who?
Well, maybe, yeah. They're just leaving it up for our debate. We're supposed to figure it out.
Maybe we won't find out until next week.
Maybe not.
Because we still don't know what's happening up there.
Maybe it'll be
above the planet.
The Spies Part 2.
Maybe.
Electric Boogaloo.
Who knows? But it'll be the last episode of the season.
Really?
I think so.
Wow.
Aren't there usually
10?
8? They're usually 8.
Oh, I thought there was 10.
Oh, maybe there are 10 this time.
I don't know.
They're usually 8, though.
Yeah, it's 8. Well, that will be interesting. That seems very sudden. Yeah. Oh, man. They gotta really... Oh, they gotta deliver on this last episode.
What is going to happen?
People are gonna be so mad if they don't really
I think stick
the landing here.
Think the only way that they can maybe make it where people aren't going, what was the point of this, is if Thrawn shows up.
Yeah. What would he do, though?
I don't know.
Huh.
Or somebody. There has to be somebody. There's got to be some kind of big thing that happens.
Yeah. I don't know. Oh, boy.
Or maybe they just killed Din Djarin.
Yeah, that would be... What a play if they did. If they were like us, we're going to get them. They love Bo-Katan. They absolutely love Bo-Katan.
They're like, this isn't... This show is not about Din Djarin anymore.
It's about the Mandalorian spirit. We have all these Mandalorians. Nobody will even notice that Din is gone.
Oh, it's got to have something to do with the Mythosaur, right?
But how are they going to... Yeah, what if the Mythosaur comes up in like Deep Blue Seas? In Deep Blue Sea, I'm going to spoil because it's a terrible movie nobody should see. Samuel L. Jackson is like giving this really rousing speech about how they got to go fight the shark. They're like, we're going to kick him in his head or whatever. He's doing all this, very Samuel L. Jackson fire up speech. Mm-hmm. And then a shark just comes out of the floor, the glass floor, and just eats him. Yeah.
Nice.
And it's fantastic. It's the only good part of the movie.
Okay.
So, yeah, if it does that with just the Mythosaur just comes in and just eats Pumpkin, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah. I don't know if that will happen.
Yeah, probably not, but that's why I'm a little worried about this last episode. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Wasn't a bad episode, though.
No.
It's interesting. If this was like episode 4, I'd be like, this is...
Wow.
We're building to something, guys.
Something's really going to happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
They do this... I feel like they do this every season, though.
Really? I feel like they did that on Boba Fett.
Oh,
where it's like the last 2 episodes were the only good ones.
They did it with Boba Fett. They also did it with... I don't know. I think it might be just a Disney Plus thing.
It might be.
Because they did the same thing.
They
kind of did that with WandaVision.
Yeah, but at least those were like Loki. Interesting, unique ones.
They were.
Loki, I don't know about Loki. There was a lot to explore there, I feel like. But like She-Hulk,
but I mean,
maybe?
WandaVision, when the next to last episode, they're like, oh, and here's the bad guy. It was Agatha all along. And it was
yeah.
And then it just kind of switches from, oh, cute little thing to we've just got 2 witches doing their thing.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with it. I liked WandaVision. It's just, I feel like it's a pattern now.
But at least they were kind of building to where like weird things would keep happening. Mm-hmm. And like we figured out it was outside. It was inside a bubble.
Yeah.
Then it kind of worked toward that. Anyway, we'll see how next week goes. Or I guess in a couple days goes. Or by the time this comes out, how tomorrow goes.
Yeah.
So, whew. All right. Well, then, should we move on to our movie now? How could they bring Thrawn in? The only way I could see him coming in is like an after credits scene.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
He's like, I'll do it myself and do a Thanos down.
I don't know, because I don't know anything about his character.
Me neither.
So, I don't know. But I thought maybe it would have some kind of lead into Ahsoka, because that's the next one that's going to be coming out.
Yeah.
And he's going to be in it.
Is he?
Yes.
Okay.
He was in the trailer, because he's going to be played by the same guy who did the voice of him in the series, in Rebels.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
Because even though I've never watched Rebels, I do know that kind of stuff, because I watch videos and stuff about it.
Yeah, I just saw an article about it. Everybody was happy about it on Reddit or something. Yeah. Well, we'll see. All right. Well, let's move on now. Yeah. Keeping going. Marvel month.
Yep.
The next movie in the series is Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange.
Just a lot later than I thought it did happen. I thought it had already happened by now, but no.
No. Well, technically, in the chronology of the of what's happening in the Marvel universe, part of this had already happened. Like the beginning of it had already happened, leading up to.
That's true.
The end, I guess.
Yeah. So, What were your thoughts? Do you remember what your thoughts were going into Doctor Strange upon hearing about Doctor Strange?
I did not know who Doctor Strange was.
Okay.
I was like, Hugo Strange? Because at that point, I was watching...
It's a crossover, baby.
At that point, I was watching Gotham, so I knew who Hugo Strange was.
Okay.
I was like, and he's a doctor.
Yeah.
This is not the same guy.
Dr. Hugo Strange.
I was like, so I don't know what's going on. And then I saw it was Benedict Cumberbatch, and I was like, oh, he's kind of cool, I guess.
It's an interesting choice for Dr. Hugo.
So, yeah, I didn't really know much about it going in. I don't really think I knew anything about it, actually, going in. Saw this one on DVD, probably, because I do not know. I do not remember much about this.
Really?
When I was watching it again, I was like, I mean, vaguely.
Yeah.
I remember some of this. I remember the Dormammu thing. Yeah. And that was about it. I forgot, like, that Mads Mikkelsen was in it.
Oh, really?
I forgot. I mean, I knew, because I've seen him, like, things, like, clips and stuff from it. And I'm like, oh, he wasn't? What?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. I didn't remember that Chiwetel Ejiofor was in it.
Uh-huh.
And then, you know, when Multiverse of Madness came out, I was like, I literally don't remember Mordo. I remember the Ancient One. I remembered Wong.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So, the important ones. The important characters, obviously.
I was pretty excited about this because I was excited that magic was going to be introduced into the world because that's fun. Yeah. And Doctor Strange is, in the comics, he's insane. Like, he's very Tony Stark, where he'll just kind of do whatever he wants. Yeah. And, like, there's terrible consequences a lot of the time. And, like, it's not great. And
so it's, like, coming in after Civil War.
Yeah.
And the whole Sokovia thing and everything. Like, Ultron. And it's like, oh, no, we're going to have another one of these guys?
Yeah. He'll just kind of show up sometime, and he's just got, like, a demon head. And it's like, what are you doing, Strange? Like, don't worry, I got a thing going on. It's like, okay. So, yeah. Doctor Strange he's a fun character. I like him. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so he opens up a lot of doors. So I was looking forward to it. And I definitely saw it in the theater, for sure. Okay. What year did this come out? 2012? No. 2015?
Like 2017, I think.
2017, really?
Yeah, or 2016, something like that. Check it. Check it. 2016.
2016, wow. Yeah. I must have seen this right before I moved out to Arizona. So, yeah. Did I?
Have seen this right around the time I was getting divorced.
I was divorcing a city.
Actually, I was already. Because by the time it came out and when it released, I was about a week away from signing papers.
Oh, boy. Good times.
So...
So,
all right.
Yeah. So I do remember liking it, and honestly, rewatching it, I still like it. I think it's a good one. Yeah. I think it gets underrated a little bit. People don't really talk about it much.
It's like Ant-Man. I liked Ant-Man a lot, and people don't talk about that much.
Yeah, because it's like, I don't know. Because I feel like there's such big things happening, and then there's like these little movies that are kind of their own deal that, you know, impact later, but they're kind of under the radar a little bit. So I would recommend, if you're listening to this and you haven't seen it yet, maybe go watch it before we spoil it all for you. Yeah. Because it's fun. It's fun. I like all the imagery stuff, all the like Inception style.
Yeah, it's real weird
movement
looking,
of stuff. A lot
cool.
of trippy things happening, and I appreciate that. They were doing something a little different. It definitely felt different at the time than just the regular superhero movies. So that was good to me. That was good to me.
And I don't know if I've mentioned this on the pod or not, but Doctor Strange is the only time that I find Benedict Cumberbatch attractive. I don't know what it is about it.
He needs facial hair.
He
does not look good without facial hair.
But he doesn't need like the scraggly facial hair that he has at one point in the movie.
Yeah, but even that is better than his alien face. Yeah. Because he's got an alien face.
He has an alien face.
It's just what it is.
Give him a little goatee and everything, and I'm like, okay, okay.
He's probably a decent guy. I don't know, but yeah.
Okay. I say that's the only time, but also when he's in the little, the
Mermaid.
mocap suit, pretending to be Smaug. Or Smaug. Excuse me. So, that also.
That's pretty hot.
I mean, come on.
Who could blame you on that? Those are good stuff.
I mean, people like him as Sherlock. I'm like, Dr. Strange or Smaug only.
Well, let's get into what this movie is all about.
All right.
We start off in the library.
Uh-huh.
We don't know where the library is really.
No.
Do we know it's in Carmartage?
I don't think it says.
Doesn't say?
Carmartage is not mentioned until later in the movie.
Okay. Well, there's just a librarian just doing his job.
Just putting a book away.
Putting books away. Filing books, shelving. Respect for that hardworking librarian.
Exactly.
And then these
people in robes that show up.
Yes, these hooligans don't respect the written word.
Exactly. Mads Mikkelsen, he comes in. Yeah. He's straight up chops the librarian's head off. And I'm like, oh.
It seemed like a little too much.
As someone with a library degree, I have to say, I was a bit offended.
This should not be happening in a library.
And then he immediately takes one of the books and rips pages out. So I was also offended.
You wanted to turn it off.
I was like, I can't watch this anymore.
This is terrible. Yeah.
So it's bad.
This is how you know they're the bad guys.
He's a bad guy. These are bad guys.
Set it up immediately. Mm-hmm. These guys are the worst.
They decapitate people.
But at least they caught it in a pot. No messy cleanup. I guess the blood immediately stopped coming out of his neck.
Yeah. Sure,
and it's not just spraying everywhere.
Oh my gosh. All over the books.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. All over the books.
There's just blood spraying everywhere. The next person who comes in is going to have to clean that up.
Yeah. Poor Wong.
Yeah, right. It's going to be Wong, of course.
You know it's going to be Wong.
Yeah. They rip out the pages of the book and head out. They're gone.
Yeah, but they're chased down by
Tilda
Swinton.
She comes out of nowhere.
Her yellow robe with a hood.
Yep. She chases after them.
She fights them hardcore.
And that's when we see some buildings and everything moving around. Mm-hmm. Some people get squished by buildings.
Yeah. She's not playing around.
Nope. So she tries to stop them, but 3 of them manage to escape. Yeah. And of course, one of them is Mads Mikkelsen because you can't just kill him off immediately.
That would be a weird movie.
That would be a weird
I would kind of respect it if it did, though.
It would be like Scream when they just immediately kill off Drew Barrymore.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's true. That was unexpected.
Where it was like, oh, Drew Barrymore's going to be in this. Cool. And then she makes it 10 minutes into the movie and it's like, oh, well, okay.
The only way it would work is if he died, when he dies, Matt Mikkelsen is like, I bet you're wondering how I got here. And then they go
And then it is the backstory.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And then we learn about Doctor Strange from Matt Mikkelsen's story.
Mikkelsen. Yeah. No,
I don't know how that would
be
work.
Weird.
But that's the only way out of it. I would accept it.
But yeah, they managed to escape with the pages.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. So then we meet Dr. Stephen Strange.
Oh, he is a jerk.
He is. He's preparing for surgery.
Mm-hmm.
He goes in there. He's listening to music.
Yep.
And guessing the year it was made and everything.
The artist, the year, the album.
Yep.
Correcting a guy who thinks he has it right.
Because he's like, no, it's 1978. He's like, no, it was released in 1977.
Yeah, it charted in 1978, but it released in 1977.
And the guy's like, well, Wikipedia says 78. He's like, Wikipedia's wrong. It's like, okay. Yeah, he's got a big ego.
Oh, yeah. But he's very good.
He is good at what he does.
Yeah.
Yes. He goes in, he gets a bullet out of this guy's head.
Yeah, the guy was gonna, they were gonna harvest his body for organs because they thought he was dead.
Yep.
But they were like, no, he's still alive. It's just poisoning his spinal column and stuff, so he seems dead. We gotta get it out. And they do and save his life. And he totally berates that other doctor who was gonna harvest his body. Dr. West, Jim West, Desperado, Rough Rider. No, we don't want that.
Stop. No. I think his name is Dominic.
It's not Dominic, but it is something
like
Nick. Yeah.
Oh, it's just Nick.
Well, I think it's a longer name, but...
But, I mean, they'd call him Nick.
Yeah, they call him. Because it's very similar to maybe it is Dominic. Is it Dominic?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe it's Nikolai.
Nikolai.
Don't know. But Dr. West.
Jim West, Desperado.
Stop! He does. He does
Nicodemus.
Nicodemus.
Yeah, which is
okay. Nicodemus,
worse, but yeah.
How dare you? What's wrong with Nicodemus?
Because it doesn't flow in the rap.
Oh, okay.
West, Nicodemus West, Desperado.
Oh,
Sorry.
I was gonna say that he does show up in the sequel.
Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Because he's at the wedding at the beginning.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, he's there. Yeah, but yeah, he's like, cover your watch. I can hear it ticking.
Yeah, he doesn't want him assisting because he was dumb.
He's like, get out of here.
Yeah,
Dr. West.
Just such a jerk.
Yep. After it. Oh, and of course we haven't talked about Christine.
Oh yeah,
Christine Palmer. So apparently they were a thing for a while, and now she's like, I don't date colleagues anymore because of you.
Learn that lesson.
Yep. But he does ask her to go with him to some kind of like neurological society thing where he has to give a speech or whatever.
Yeah.
But he's on his way there.
Driving fast car way too fast.
Yeah.
Swerving all over the road.
Passing people.
Because he doesn't care.
In the rain.
He's just such a dumb guy.
Yeah. He gets a call from Billy, who is the guy who was asking him the question, or was playing the music, I think.
Right.
And he's got some possible people for him to do surgery on or whatever.
Yeah.
And the first one that is mentioned, I was like, that's Rhodey.
Yeah.
That's War Machine right there. That's him.
Yep. We even went back and I was like, I think you're right.
Because they're like, 35-year-old, he was injured while using some kind of prototype, whatever.
Yeah, prototype armor.
Yeah, and
compression on his spinal column.
Yeah, and it was like the exact same thing that was wrong with Rhodey at the end of Civil War. And I'm like, well, that's Rhodey. Yeah. It was not Rhodey, and that was...
Apparently it's not, yeah. I mean, a lot of people, like, if you look online, a lot of articles say the same thing, that they think it was him. But then, like, I guess the director said it wasn't because it doesn't line up time-wise.
Yeah.
He said maybe they thought about it at some point, so maybe it was originally.
Yeah.
And it just didn't work out.
Well, I still think it should be, but whatever.
And they're talking about 2 other ones. That's how I found out that it may not be, because I was like, who are the other ones?
Because it's like, well, obviously that one's Rhodey, so who are the other ones?
They thought maybe Captain Marvel was one of them, but I don't know that really worked out.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
But obviously not, so whatever. Anyway.
I still think it is. I think you're right.
Anyway, because I was like, my ears perked up. I was like, what is this?
Hello, War Machine?
Oh, it has to be. Yeah. So he chooses one of the people. It's like one of the, like the third or fourth one that the guy gives him. And he sends the x-rays or whatever. And he looks down at his phone to look at the x-rays. I'm like, don't take your eyes off the road.
Yeah.
And he wrecks.
He wrecks.
He took his eyes off the road. Can't do that. Can't do that.
I mean, I should also mention, he didn't take that Rhodey one, which we know it's Rhodey, because it would be very difficult or it wouldn't, like, bring him praise. Like, he only takes jobs where it'll make him look good.
Look really
good. He can fix it, and he'll become a better.
It's ones where he knows
status.
Where he knows he can do something about it.
Yeah,
because we find out that there was one person that he didn't take
because there was nothing he could do. Basically,
yeah. But that person ended up good anyway. But we'll get to that in a little bit,
at least.
Yeah. So he crashes his car. He flies off.
His hands get crumpled under the dash.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Pretty rough. Yeah.
So he wakes up. He's in the hospital. He's got pins all in his hands.
Yeah.
And he's got nerve damage.
He's a monster.
I'm a monster. Yeah. So there's a bunch of nerve damage, so he can't move his hands very easily.
Yeah. Christine's like, they did the best they could. Yeah, all they could do.
Exactly.
It's like, I could have done better.
Yeah. She's
Not
like...
anymore, bro.
She's like, well, they didn't find you immediately, so,
You were kind of out in the middle of nowhere at the bottom of a cliff.
Yeah, exactly.
You're lucky to be alive.
And she's like, some things just can't be fixed. And he's like, I don't believe it.
Like our relationship.
So, yeah, she just leaves because he pisses her off. He's so awful. And he's...
Get him out of here.
What does that
from Arrested Development, where he's like making jokes, and then Michael makes one. It's like, get him.
You couldn't tell we've been watching a lot of Arrested Development lately.
Yeah.
It's like when we finish watching something, if we're watching Netflix, immediately we watch Arrested Development.
Yeah.
If we're watching Disney Plus, we watch Bluey.
Yep. Only the good stuff.
Exactly. Only the best for us. Thank you. Oh, man. So he has to go to physical therapy, and he's very rude to his physical therapist.
He's the worst.
He calls him like he calls him
bachelor's degree.
Yeah,
I was like, sir,
like, excuse you.
Hello.
I don't think I would be speaking to someone during my physical therapy that way, but okay.
Yeah.
Keep it. Keep that in your head. Don't actually say it out loud.
Because he's trying to encourage him, and he's like, "I'll never get better. Have you ever seen anyone get better?"
Exactly. No. He's like, actually, I have. Yeah. I saw somebody who learned to walk again. Yeah. He was completely paralyzed.
Yep.
And he gives him
one day. He just stopped showing up. Thought he was dead. And I checked on him.
Saw him walking down the street one day, and I was like, "What?
The very merry month of May.
What is this?"
Yep.
So he tells him, or he gives him the file on the guy and everything.
Yeah, which seems like it's probably shouldn't be. I mean, I guess since he's a medical professional,
but still,
I don't know.
But the guy's name is Jonathan Pangborn.
Yeah.
And so he goes off to ask him to find the guy and try to figure out what happened. How did he heal? How did he get healed? Because he's like, maybe I can use whatever it is to heal my hands.
Yeah.
And this guy is played by Benjamin Bratt.
Yeah.
Because I was like, is that Benjamin Bratt? That looks like Benjamin Bratt.
It's Benjamin Bratt.
It's Benjamin Bratt. He has a very small role, but...
Yeah. Hot off his superhero debut in the movie Catwoman.
Oh gosh, I never watched that Catwoman, so... Oh boy.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah, I'm not planning on it. Although I was never planning on watching Green
That's
Lantern
true.
Either, but...
That's true.
Guess what?
You never know what the world's going to throw at you.
Exactly. Who knows? Maybe one Christmas I'll be in a hotel room again. And
yep. And it'll just come on.
And Catwoman will be on and I'll go, well, we gotta watch it.
I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, man. So he tells him that he went to a place called Camartage. But the cost was high. But they helped him heal himself, basically.
Yeah. And they offered him more. He could have trained and stuff like that. Yes. But he was like, nah, I just want to walk. I'm good.
Now that I can walk, that's all I need.
He's also like, you could have helped me, I was up to be one of your patients and you said no. Yep. So screw you.
Exactly. So so he does. We do find out that he couldn't help him, so he just was like, well, I'm not even gonna try.
Yeah, you were a lost cause.
Yep. So now he has to go off and try to find this place. Yeah. This mystical place. So he heads off to Kathmandu, Nepal.
Kathmandu.
Yep, exactly. He's walking around in the city. He's asking about it. He's like, Camartage, does anybody know where this is?
Surprisingly, the guy does know. He's like, oh yeah, that way. It's over there. Just points him the way.
Yeah. But he's being followed. He doesn't know it. And then he ends up in this random alleyway, and these guys come up to beat him up and mug him. Because he's like, I don't have anything. And they're like, we want your watch. And he's like, you can't have it. This is literally the only thing I have.
Yeah. I have nothing left.
Exactly. Because we find out he used like the last of his money, basically.
Which, was he talking about the money? Or later, we see that the watch has an inscription from Christine that says, time will tell how our love will grow or whatever.
I have exactly what it is. Time will tell how much I love you.
Yeah. So maybe it's all he had left of their relationship.
But he later says that he used all of his money.
Yeah, but...
Oh, okay.
It's like a double. It's a double thing.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, there's some deeper.
Okay.
Come on, let's get deep here. It's really...
I don't do deep.
Let's film this.
I do surface level. The iceberg goes no further down than that.
I want it shallow and I want it sweet.
Exactly. So they beat him up.
Yes.
The guy who's been following him shows up, comes to his rescue, and gives him his watch back, but the watch is broken.
No. Like his relationship with Christine.
Okay, there you go. There you go. Yes. Exactly. And we find out the guy who saved him is Mordo. Because I was like, oh yeah.
Baron Mordo.
Is he a baron or is his name actually Baron?
I think he's actually a baron.
There are a lot of barons, I feel like.
It was a common title then. I don't know.
We've got Baron Zemo, Baron Mordo. Is Doctor Doom a baron?
Baron Von Doom? No. I don't think so. Okay. Maybe, though. What does it take to be a baron?
I think it's
There's a wrestler called Baron Von Raschke.
I think you just go, my name is Baron. And that's
Hello, my name is Baron.
No, you have to...
You gotta kind of rule a little piece of the country.
It's like
it's kind of like a lord, but not really.
I know what in my head, I know what it's called, and I'm like, it's like a baronessy or something like that. It's like a specific thing.
Let's see. What's it take to be a baron?
But yeah, I think it's just like a landowner kind of thing.
You can be named one by the prime minister as long as the king approves. That doesn't mean anything. Oh my god, just freaking tell me what they are. It's given to someone of status in Britain. It was initially created to denote a tenant-in-chief to the monarch, someone who owned land and used it for feudal land tenure, and who was allowed to attend parliament. So, yeah, they're a landowner.
Yeah, I feel like that's the same thing as a lord.
I feel like it is, yeah. Yeah, I feel like they're just throwing titles around. Yeah.
Because I feel like they all kind of do the same thing.
Yeah.
I think there's like an order, though.
Probably. I'm not going to get into it.
No, I don't know.
We already did too much research on this.
Exactly.
But yeah, he is British, so maybe he is.
Okay.
At least he sounds British.
Yeah, I don't know.
Moving on.
Okay.
He takes him to Camartage.
Yeah, but what I was trying to say is there are a lot of barons, it seems like.
Oh, yes, there are. Although I can't think of another one.
How's Dr. Doom not a baron? Is his first name Baron?
Maybe he is. No, his name's Victor Von Doom.
Oh, okay.
Baron Von Doom.
I thought he was a baron. Maybe
Dr. Doom. Let's see. Does he have any alternate names as Baron?
I'm like, maybe not. I just always thought he was for some reason.
He's also known as King Boss, Doom Bot, Infamous Iron Man, God Emperor Doom, and Rabum Malal.
Oh, see, I was confusing Baron with God Emperor. I'm sorry. Yeah,
because they're pretty much the same thing. Got a little tract of land, you're a God Emperor. Potato. Yeah. All right.
So, yeah, he takes him to Camartage. And he's like...
All this to say, he takes him to Camartage.
And he's like, here, meet the Ancient One. And he looks over and he's like, oh, yes, this man must be the Ancient One.
Yeah, very, ancient Asian-looking man.
Yeah. And then...
stereotype you think of.
Someone gives him a cup of tea, and he's like, oh, it was nice to meet you, as the guy walks away.
Thank you for bringing me in, yeah.
Ancient One, she's like, you're welcome. Yeah. He's like, oh. Okay.
And it's Tilda Swinton.
Did not realize Tilda Swinton was the...
There was controversy on this, because, in the comics, she is...
It is a man.
He is Asian, yeah. He's an Asian guy. Mm-hmm. And now it's
Tilda
just
Swinton
a white woman. Yeah, so kind of whitewashing this a little bit here, but yeah. It's a shame because she does a good job in this, I feel like, and she plays off him really well. I'm like,
and she is Tilda Swinton.
Yeah, so. And it's just a shame that it's a bad circumstance for it to happen in.
Yeah.
But this is what we're working with here,
So she starts talking about healing through belief and everything. And he's like, okay, this sounds stupid.
Yeah. He came all this way and he's immediately like, screw this. This is dumb.
Exactly. And
what did you expect?
So basically she just pushes his astral form out. Yep. And he's like, whoa, wait a minute, what was that? And so she tells him to open his eye. Mm-hmm. Like, open your eye. And hits him in the forehead.
On his third eye.
Yep. And he goes through this weird looking dimension thing.
Yeah. He's kind of going through the multiverses a little bit, it seems like. Yeah.
Yep. And at one point he's in one where there are hands reaching out and then he looks at his hand and his fingers have grown hands.
Other hands.
And then there are other hands growing off of those hands. So I was like, this is too many hands.
It's a lot of hands.
Mm-hmm. And then
at least they weren't sausage fingers.
That's true. And then she's like, who are you in the vast multiverse? And I was like, hey! Multiverse! Yeah, so he comes back to himself finally, and he's like, teach me. And she's like, no.
Yeah.
Kicks him out.
No, you kind of suck.
Because Mordo's like, why didn't you want to teach him?
Yeah.
Like, because he reminds her of Caecilius. And Caecilius, of course, is the bad guy. It's Mads Mikkelsen. So she's like, I don't want another one like that because he had an ego too and he had lost everything and...
Not doing that again.
Nope. So...
But Mordo convinces her.
Yes,
like, maybe we could use someone like Strange.
Yeah.
To fight Caecilius.
Exactly. So she's like, she gives in. She's like, all right, fine. We can try it.
Yeah.
So they let him in. And they take him to his room and everything. And he gives him this little slip of paper. And he looks at it and he's like, Shambhala. Oh, what's this? My mantra? And he's like, no, it's the Wi-Fi password. We're not savages. Oh my gosh.
It was nice.
So he has his broken watch and he sets it down. He looks at the inscription on the back and that's where you find out that it says, time will tell how much I love you, Christine.
Yep.
So he finds out that he's going to have to spend years of study and practice to actually be able to do anything, pretty much.
That's how he became a good doctor. That's how he was going to...
Yep. He's like, well, I'll just do it again.
Yep.
And then we meet Wong.
Yeah. Wongers.
So yeah, Wong is there. He's the new librarian. He's like, yeah, the last librarian was killed.
Yep.
So let's try not to do that again.
Yep.
And
he's like, don't try and steal stuff.
Yeah.
I'll know.
Yep, and he's like, and don't use those texts right there because they're forbidden. Because he goes over...
Yeah, they're not forbidden. The practices are forbidden.
Yeah, the practices are forbidden. But he looks over, because he's like, what are those? And we both were like, what are those?
Yeah.
But he goes over and he looks at one of them, because he can look at it, but he can't... He's not supposed to use it.
Right.
Only the ancient one is able to use the stuff in there. So he opens one of the books. It is the Book of Cagliostro, which is like the Book of Time. And that is the one he's like, there's some pages missing.
Yeah.
And that's when he tells him, yeah, somebody stole the pages and killed the last librarian. And it's like, oh, okay. So then we go see what Caecilius is doing. He's basically summoning Dormammu.
Yeah.
Or not summoning, but kind of, I guess.
Pretty much, yeah.
Getting in touch with him, pretty much.
More power from the dark dimension.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He and his followers or whatever are all
lackeys.
going to... Yeah. They're all... Their eyes, like, turn reddish, like, kind of.
Yeah.
And...
They're kind of like crystally around
yeah,
them.
It's real weird.
It is.
It looks kind of like... It looks like somebody glued glitter, like, right around his eyelids. So I was like, that looks like glitter. If that got in your eyeballs, that would hurt.
Yeah, it feels like the skin that's around is really chafing. Like, it feels like it'd be so itchy.
Yeah, it made my eyes hurt.
Yeah.
It was like, made my eyes feel real dry.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's not a good look.
No, not a great look for you.
But they're like... but we'll be immortal,
That's
so...
right. It's worth it.
It's like, yeah, but then you're gonna look like that for all time. Is it
if you're
really?
lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we see him doing that. Then we go back to Camartage. Doctor Strange is using his sling ring, or trying to use it to open portals and stuff.
He's not too great so far.
He's not good at it. And so the Ancient One comes up and is like, look, it's not about your hands. Because he's like, my hands don't work the way they're supposed to. And she's like, it's not about your hands.
Yeah.
She's like, Master Hamir, come here. And he does it. He only has one hand. And he has no problem. Yep. He's like, I told you, it's not your hands. It's you. You aren't letting go of control. And so you have to control it, you have to let go of control first or something. Yeah. And he just doesn't understand that.
Did you realize, I didn't know this, but apparently in Phase 2, which is, the one before this, I don't know if it applies to Phase 3 or not, but they were doing an homage to Star Wars where somebody loses a hand in every movie that they do. Like, Ultron Claw loses one. I have to think about. Gamora cuts off Groot's arms in Guardians. Ant-Man Yellow Jacket loses one where he gets shrunk down, but he doesn't really, but it looks like it. And then there's somebody else loses one. Iron Man. Aldrich Killian loses one whenever he's the Mandarin and he's all fiery. Okay. Yeah. At the very end of the movie. Yeah. So people, I didn't realize this was a running thing until I was looking for Doctor Strange stuff, and that came up because somebody loses a hand in this, but they already lost it, I guess, but still. And Bucky loses a hand. Yeah, Bucky. Yeah. Loses his arm. Yeah, he's got no arm. Oh, yeah, he does again. Iron Man blows it off. Yeah,
exactly.
So maybe it did continue up till now. Strangely.
Strangely.
What's the next movie? Guardians 2?
2, yeah.
I don't think anybody loses one in that, do they?
I don't know.
Taserface?
Maybe.
Maybe Taserface.
I don't know. We'll find out next week.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll keep an eye out for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, apparently that's a thing they admit they were doing. So
I did not even...
I never saw it the whole time.
Never clocked it, no.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Okay, so anyway, she's like, come with me.
Yeah.
And she takes him
through
a portal and everything, and he's like, is this Everest?
Yeah, saying, oh yeah, we're pretty up here, huh?
Yeah.
We could die in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, I think she says 20 minutes.
Maybe.
But I don't know. But he does not have a lot of clothes on.
Yeah.
It's very cold up there.
Well, yeah, she was saying, like, you might get 2. Before you go into shock. Yeah.
Yeah, before you go into shock and everything. And so she just leaves him there. And I was like, he has no oxygen up there either.
Yeah. It's going to be a rough go.
When you climb Mount Everest, you take oxygen with you.
Yeah, because altitude's very tough.
Yeah. And you don't just...
Thin air atmosphere up there.
And also, when you're climbing Everest, I read a whole book about it.
Okay.
About Mount Everest.
Here we go. We're going to sum it up now.
You have to be very careful with going up there because you have to like stay in one, like they have like different base camps. Mm-hmm. So you have to stay at the base camp until your body gets used to adjust to the thin air. Mm-hmm. And then you go up a little bit more, and even you can, like, the people who do that like all the time, they can still have like I forget what it's called, but
the reverse bends.
Yeah, something like that. So, and they never get to go back up there.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you go up there again, you'll die. So, you have to be very careful. And they're just like up there.
Well, he's got to do it quick. Got to put him in a bad spot. So, he better hurry up. He's willing to kill him, I guess.
I guess so. Also, do you know how there are so many dead bodies just on the top of Mount Everest?
Yeah.
It's so sad.
It's sad. There's a lot of trash, too.
Yeah.
A lot of everything.
But, I mean, they can't just go up there and get it, so.
It's true. They just need to have one garbage man that, like, goes up there, pay him millions of dollars a year, like, so many millions, just to be the guy who climbs up, cleans up the trash, and comes down every year.
Everest is just a sad place. I'm sorry. It makes me sad. It just makes me sad.
Yeah.
Oh, I was reading that book and I was just like, oh God, I just want to cry. Anyway, he makes it.
Yeah.
He comes through.
Yeah, he surrenders himself over to it.
Yep.
Kind of loses his pride.
Yeah.
It's not about him. It's about... well, that's coming later. Anyway, he loses his pride.
Yeah, and so he comes through, he makes it, and then he's like, now I really need to focus on getting all this knowledge. Mm-hmm. So, he starts like stealing books from the library.
Yeah, he's reading as much as he can. Wong doesn't want to check some stuff out to him, so he just steals it.
He just steals it. Yeah, he just makes portals in there and grabs them, even though that's not something you're supposed to do.
Yeah, even grabs the book Wong's reading as he's reading it.
So they're like, okay, well, we need to give you a safe place to practice your spells, because obviously you're doing this a lot faster than we expected. Mm-hmm. And here's the mirror dimension. You can do stuff in here, and it's not going to affect the real world. Yeah. And just make sure you have your sling ring so you can get back out.
So you can get out of there.
So yeah, he gets to safely practice his spells there.
Mm-hmm. He also trains with Baron Mordo. Yes. With weaponry.
Yes. Fighting, weaponry, all that stuff.
And they're talking about mystical things they have, and Mordo busts out the staff of the Living Tribunal. Mm-hmm. The Living Tribunal. We've seen him, like, references to him throughout a lot of different things. Mm-hmm. Like Loki, there was like a big statue of his head. Yes. And such. So, man, I want the Living Tribunal. The Living Tribunal is like he's like the judge of all of the multiverses, keeps order pretty much in it. Mm-hmm. He wears a blanket on his head, basically. Okay. He has 3 faces. They rotate around to which one's looking out of the blanket. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I love him, but how would they ever actually do him? Yeah. I don't know, but yeah. I just love that they keep referencing him, though. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, and he's got some kind of boots, too, that, like, let him jump, like, into, like, nothing, pretty much.
Yeah, he's got kind of Miss Marvel powers there.
Yeah, and while they're doing that, they're talking about Caecilius and everything, so he kind of gives him his backstory about how, like, his whole family died and everything, and I can't remember.
I don't remember
exactly, because I was just, like, zoning out, because I was like, I don't care about Caecilius. Sorry.
Got those weird eyes. I'm out.
Yeah. I don't know. He's got his little glitter eyes. I don't like it.
He lost me at glitter eyes.
So Doctor Strange goes to look at the time book. I forgot what it was called. He goes to look at it again, and he goes over and grabs the Eye of Agamotto and puts it on.
Yeah.
And the book tells you how to, like, use that to manipulate time or whatever. Yeah. So that's what he does.
He's got an apple. He goes between bites and repairing it and all that.
And then he goes back and he puts the ripped pages back in.
Yeah.
He goes back to when they were there, and
something shoots out of it a little bit.
Yes.
Looks like part of the mirror dimension or something. I don't know.
Yes.
What, it's probably not, but
yeah.
I don't know what it is.
But, I mean, he does get to see what it shows and everything.
He does get to read the pages, find out about Dormammu.
Yep. And all of that happens, and they're like, hey, whoa. You can't be doing that. You're breaking the time continuum. Yeah. It's not good.
You're not manipulating time. You're breaking it.
Exactly. And they start talking about Sorcerer Supremes and everything.
Yeah,
and
he's like, what do we actually do here? You never told me.
Yes. And Agamotto was the original Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah.
And they created...
Which they did a comic where it was like 100,000 BC or something like that. And it has Agamotto and it has Odin. This is the Avengers at this point.
Okay.
Him and Agamotto, Odin, the Phoenix Force, Ghost Rider, but he's riding a mammoth. It's great.
Mammoth Rider.
Yes. And somebody else. I can't remember. It's kind of fun. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. So anyway.
But they created sanctums, 3 sanctums, one in Hong Kong, one in London, and one in New York. And they're like spaced out enough that their power spreads all over the world or whatever.
Yeah, they're like, the 3 strongest points in the world.
Because they're trying to
protect the world from the dark dimension. Yeah.
And that is where Dormammu is in the dark dimension. And Dormammu wants to take over, like, all the worlds, basically.
Yes. He incorporates them into his dark dimension, and they give him power, and yeah.
Okay. So, while they're talking about all this and everything, Caecilius attacks from London. Yeah. He's at the London Sanctum.
Blew up London Sanctum.
And when he blows through the doors and everything, Strange gets tossed through the door to the New York Sanctum. Yep. Which is on Bleecker Street. He walks around there. He's looking at everything. It looks like a museum or something.
Yeah. He's yelling for somebody. Nobody's answering
Nobody's answering.
I don't know why I didn't answer him.
Why? Because there was somebody there.
Yeah.
I don't know. He walks through the whole thing and everything, and then he hears something downstairs. Caecilius and his guys are there, and Daniel, the master of the sanctum, is there.
It's Daniel Drum.
Yes.
Who is, or was, for a bit, Brother Voodoo, and then his brother became Brother Voodoo once he died. So he's an actual guy in the comics.
Okay.
But
not
doesn't do that here. He's just a guy. He's a magic guy. He is very magic oriented. He might have even become Sorcerer Supreme at one point.
Okay.
I don't remember, but yeah. Anyway.
Well, he gets stabbed up.
Yeah, he's in rough shape.
Yeah. It doesn't say that he dies, because they do take him back.
Yeah, they take him back, yeah.
But he can't be the master of the sanctum anymore, because he's hurt. But Caecilius is there, of course, and Doctor Strange is like, hey, wait a minute, what are you doing? You can't do that. Stop it. And he's like, oh, you must have just started at Camertage. What's your name? Mister. And he's like, Doctor. Yeah. And he's like,
Mr. Doctor.
He's like, Mr. Doctor. And he's like, no, it's Strange. Or he goes, it's Strange. And he's like, maybe. Who am I to judge?
I love that. It's so great.
There are so many things. Like, even in, like, Infinity War, when he meets Spider-Man for the first time. And he's like, oh, we're using our made-up names. Oh, yeah.
I love it.
Gosh, there's so many fun things you can do with him. And he just keeps calling him Mr. Doctor. Too. Yeah. Like, the whole time that they're there.
Till he finally corrects him.
Yep. Yeah. So, he fights them. He fights the bad guys.
There's a room with, like, 3, like, doors into different places around the world.
Places.
And you can, like, turn a knob and it'll change
to a different place.
So he throws a couple people through those and changes.
Yes.
But one person gets back.
And he gets thrown through a bunch of the like
bunch of the glass cases which should have just cut him up so bad. But
well, she does have some cuts and stuff.
Yeah, but
one of them
really bad.
But one of them he goes through and the cape is in there, and the cape has basically chosen him because he says, an artifact will like choose you. You can't just grab one and do it because that's what Mordo tells him. He's like, you have to be chosen by it or whatever. And so the cape has chosen him.
Yeah, he tries to use that at one point. That is it, an urn or a jug or something that he doesn't know how to use, and he just throws it at him because he doesn't know how to use it. And then in the next Doctor Strange movie, what's her name? Yeah,
Christine.
Christine uses it against like the demons or something like that.
I don't think it was an urn. It was some kind of...
It's like a pot thing.
Oh, is it? I don't know.
It's like a big vase.
Okay, I never see what it is.
Yeah, because it's got a little light coming out of it. Yeah.
And so I can never tell what is behind that light, because all I see is the light.
Yeah. Well, you're a very positive person.
Exactly.
All I see is the light, baby.
As you can tell, I'm just positivity just
radiates
from my pores.
Yep. That's all you know. Mm-hmm.
Like one of the least positive people. Oh. Okay,
so he's got the cape.
Yes, he's got the cape.
And the cape is very selective about when it helps him.
Yes.
Like there are times when it's helping out, doing great, and then sometimes like, cape, do
what
anything.
What are you doing? Yeah, exactly.
Help.
So he's like trying to get to like, there's an axe on the wall or whatever. Mm-hmm. And he's like, oh, I can use that as a weapon. So he starts running for it and the cape will not let him go.
Yeah.
And so instead it points him to this little caged thing.
Yeah.
And he takes it off the wall and he throws it at Caecilius and it captures him.
Yeah. I love how it like makes him, he like kind of goes into a marching thing.
Yeah, it's really
and,
funny.
Like gets on his knees like a robot.
Yeah.
Really just thinking of how he was doing this in like the actual shooting.
I was gonna say, just thinking of Mads Mikkelsen having to do this where he's like doing the robot and everything.
Be weird.
Yeah, it's so funny. So he captures him. Yeah. But then he lets him talk forever. And
because he's doing chants and stuff. And he's like, stop.
Yeah, and it's like, just put the little thing back on his mouth. You don't have to listen to him. But he's like, you're enslaved by time, and the Ancient One is hoarding knowledge, and Dormammu gives it freely, and all this stuff.
She's getting her powers from the dark dimension.
Yeah, and so he's just monologuing, and all of a sudden, Doctor Strange gets stabbed.
Yeah, and he's like, you lost your sling ring.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so he does get a sling ring and portals to the ER.
Yeah.
Or maybe who lost their sling ring?
So Steven did, and the guy he had thrown into the jungle comes back. That's who gets him. And then
he takes his sling ring.
Yeah, they fight.
That's it.
And the cape pretty much kills the guy. Yeah. Almost.
Yeah.
And then, he's able to get his sling ring there. So he's able to portal to the hospital.
Yes.
Because he's bleeding like crazy.
Mm-hmm. So he goes to the ER. He's looking for Christine. She's there. And he's like, you've got to stitch me up or whatever. You got to help me. But don't get anybody else involved, Yeah. So she takes him into this operating room, and starts trying to work on him. But he's out of it.
He goes out. Yeah.
He astral projects out of his body, but then he comes in where he can talk to her and it scares the crap out of her. Yeah,
as he would. That would be terrifying.
Because she's just like, I don't know what's happening right now. But while he's trying to help her do all this stuff, the guy who was fighting with the cape,
he's getting his head slammed against the floor by the cape.
He astral projects out of it, and he goes through the portal and basically swims through the air pretty much to where Doctor Strange is, and they get to fight there, and they fight a lot, and he starts flatlining, so she has to shock him back to life. Yep. And when she does, it shocks the other guy.
Yeah.
And so he's like, do it again.
Yeah, power it up, do it one more time. She's like, your heart's beating.
Yeah.
Like, do it.
But she does it anyway, and it kills the other guy.
Yeah.
He's shocked to death, basically. And then he wakes up, and she stitches him up. And they're talking and everything. He's telling about a camouflage and everything. And she's like, oh, so you're like in a cult now. Yeah. He's like, it's not a cult.
It's just some group of like-minded individuals.
Exactly. But he tells her, it's magic and we can do portals and all this stuff. And
shows her the portal.
Yeah. Yeah. And he goes back, and Caecilius is gone.
Yeah.
But Mordo is there. And
the Ancient One.
And the Ancient One's like, well, we took Drum out of here, but I guess that means you're the master of the sanctum now.
Yeah. He's like, no. I don't want to.
Exactly.
How's that going to help me? I need my hands.
Yep.
I'm supposed to be healed.
So then Caecilius shows up again.
Yeah. And he's about to blow up the New York one with the big spirit bomb or whatever it is. The big ball of energy. Mm-hmm. So Mordo's like, we got to kill him. Let's go. He jumps down there, starts fighting him. Stephen Strange, though, he doesn't want to kill anybody. That's his thing. He's like, I don't want to kill. So, boom, mirror dimension. Can't hurt anything. And they blow up the bomb thing.
Yeah.
But then saved it.
But then also at some point, Caecilius, I guess, tells Mordo about the Ancient One drawing power from the Dark Dimension for immortality. Because I've got that note before the mirror dimension.
I think maybe Strange said it when they were arguing upstairs.
Maybe.
With the Ancient One, because he's like, I don't want to do this. I know she's been lying to you. She's stealing energy from the Dark Dimension and stuff. And she's not everything she thinks she is.
But why would Strange say it?
Because he was mad. He was like, he does.
Because then later
he hasn't been healed. Yeah. They want him to do this stuff. And he's like, no, y'all aren't even being honest with yourselves. And so.
Yeah, but then later he's like, oh, but it doesn't really matter that she does that. It's like, pick a side, man. Anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah, mirror dimension.
Yeah.
Stan Lee's there on a bus.
He is. He's not in the mirror dimension, but he is around town.
Yeah.
Because they're fighting around town.
Yeah.
Baron Mordo's doing little somersaults.
Yeah.
On the ground.
It's like,
He's parkouring.
That was unnecessary, but okay. It was like that scene in Book of Boba Fett where that one guy does a little turn before he shoots
for no reason.
Shoots his blaster.
Yeah, gotta be cool, baby.
Gotta look cool, man. Oh man. And then the Ancient One shows up.
Yeah.
And she fights with Caecilius and everything.
Yeah. And you see the little mark on her head. Mm-hmm. It represents the Dark Dimension. Yeah, so she is drawing power from it.
And of course Mordo sees it and is like, oh, you did lie.
No,
oh my gosh.
Yep. You were my hero.
Yep. But during their fight and everything, she gets stabbed. Mm-hmm. And Caecilius pushes her through a portal and she falls onto the pavement down below.
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah, she is not doing good.
Nope.
So they're back at the ER. Christine's like, are you kidding me?
I like that everyone's crowded around and Baron Mordo's able to kind of sneak in the back with those boots on. He's just kind of running down the air with the boots. It's like, I'm coming, but nobody sees him. Yeah. So everybody's focused on the Ancient One.
Yep. So she's dying. She astral projects and everything. And so
tries to run away.
Yeah. So Strange does too and follows her. Mm-hmm. And they're talking out on the balcony or whatever. It's snowing outside, but there's it's thunder snow, I guess, or something.
Yeah, it's nighttime now.
There's lightning in the distance.
Yeah.
And it's snowing because I was like, it's raining. And she's like, I just wanted to see the snow. And I'm like, what? That's rain. But I guess it was snow.
It was confusing.
Yeah.
But she's like, I always get to this moment whenever I look into the future. Mm-hmm. All the years I've stolen and all that.
Yep.
All the things I've prevented.
Can't look past this point.
Yeah.
This moment. And he's like, is it because you think you're about to die? And she's like, yes.
Yeah. Duh, bro.
Yeah. But she says that she can see different futures for him. Possibilities and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then she also tells him, you could have your old life back if that's what you want. Mm-hmm. But there are other people who need your help or whatever.
Yeah. It's not about you, Strange. Exactly. It's about the world. And
then she dies.
Yep. She gone.
Yep. So then we go to the Hong Kong Sanctum. Mm-hmm. Wong is there with some other people.
Yep. They're going to defend it. They're not getting in here.
Exactly. And he goes out to fight against Caecilius and Caecilius' guys, lackeys or whatever. And then we have Strange and Mordo, who show up in Hong Kong. Yeah. But by the time they get there, the sanctum has already fallen.
Yeah, the Dark Dimension's creeping in. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of people are dead.
Oh yeah, lots of people are dead.
Yep. And it's just Caecilius and his lackeys at this point.
Yep. And Doctor Strange is like, okay, this is my moment.
This is my moment.
I'm going to use the Eye of Agamotto. I'm going to reverse time. I'm going to fix everything. Mm-hmm. Which is what he does, or he starts doing. But Caecilius stops him.
Yeah. But it's a pretty fun little sequence of everything coming back and them interacting with it and everything. Yeah. Yeah. They're kind of outside the spell. Mm-hmm. So they're getting built into buildings and an aquarium comes back together and a girl gets stuck in it. So that was kind of fun. I liked it.
Yep. But Caecilius comes up and he stops Strange. He like knocks him down or whatever, and it stops the spell.
Yeah. I think he brings Wong back by then at that point, though.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, pretty sure Wong is back by then.
The sanctum hasn't been fully restored yet.
Yes. Yeah, he was working on it. It was like, it had all fallen over and it was like halfway up, basically, at that point. And Strange is like, I think I know what I need to do. So he just like flies off into the dark dimension. And Mordo's like, what is happening?
He's leaving us. He gave up. Because, Caecilius is like, look at this beautiful thing. We can live forever. It's outside of time and everything. And like Doctor Strange's like, okay, I see.
Outside of time and space.
Something's cooking up.
Okay. Yeah, so he flies into the dark dimension. And he goes up. He sees Dormammu. He's like, Dormammu, I've come to bargain.
He sets a little thing with the Eye of Agamotto. So he's got this like green thing on his wrist. So something's going on. And he wants to go bargain with Dormammu.
So he gets up there. Almost immediately gets killed.
Yeah, Dormammu's like, what? Your world's going to be destroyed. I don't care about you. I'm not going to bargain with you.
Whatever.
And he
dead.
Just shoots the crap out of him. Yeah.
But then he comes back.
Yeah.
And he's like, Dormammu, I've come to bargain.
Like,
and Dormammu's like,
world. Wait, what's happening?
Yeah. So he has trapped them in a time loop.
Yes. Every time he dies, it just resets. Goes back in time. Forever and ever. Because they're outside of time.
Yep.
He can do it as long as he wants.
Yep. And they're in one little moment. Stuck in a moment. It only shows them doing it like 10 times.
Yeah.
But
for some reason, I had it in my head they did it a lot more. I don't know why. And a lot more different deaths.
Yeah.
They all kind of...
A bunch of them are the same one, just, at different times.
Yeah.
But yeah, he just keeps going and keeps going. It only shows 10, but it probably lasted a lot longer than that. But yeah, Dormammu's like, look, I'm tired of this. I'm already tired of this. I don't like it.
Because Strange is like, I can do this literally forever, and that makes you my prisoner. I don't have to win, but you're my prisoner.
Yeah, he's like, I can do this all day.
Yeah, just all day. And Rowan's like, no, let me free.
Yep.
I'll give you anything.
He's like, I've come to bargain. He's like, okay, fine, I'll bargain with you. So he's like, I want you to take your Caecilius and take them and don't bother us again.
Yeah, don't ever come back here. And
leave here and never come back. So that's what he does.
Yeah.
So he goes back down. Caecilius is still there, and he's like, you wanted eternal life as part of the one? You got it, buddy.
It's gonna suck.
Ooh, yeah.
So they're taken up, and they kind of lose their bodies. They turn
into like shadows.
Yeah, they're like shadows with like glowing eyes, which are the mindless ones. Okay. Which are like Dormammu's little guys, little army of guys that he sends out. Yeah, so that was cool to see, I guess.
Okay.
Oh, we didn't mention also that Benedict Cumberbatch does both voices, Strange and Dormammu.
Oh, I didn't know he did Dormammu.
Yeah, he was Dormammu.
Okay.
So he's doing another, add a third hot Benedict Cumberbatch of him doing mocap for Dormammu.
It's probably not as good. It's no smaller.
Well, you haven't seen the videos.
Are there videos?
I have no idea.
Show me these videos.
Yeah. I would.
Bids or it didn't happen.
Surely there are.
I mean, he probably did he actually do mocap or?
Probably. Because they did a lot of moving around. I bet he did.
I mean, it's just a head. I would assume that they could just CGI all that without it.
Yeah, maybe.
So maybe he just was in a recording booth.
Let's see. Did Cumberbatch do mocap Dormammu? Yep, he did mocap for it. Oh, it was a mixture of him and an unidentified British actor.
Oh, okay.
To throw us off.
Because I would have recognized every movement.
You'd be like, wait a second.
That wasn't Benedict.
That's my Benedict. So that's it. They put the time back, rebuild the sanctum. Everything's fine and dandy.
And Strange says, he makes some kind of little joke, a little quip, and I can't remember what it is.
Little comment.
But Wong starts laughing.
Oh, yeah.
Because he hasn't laughed at any of his jokes.
Yeah, that's true.
The whole movie, and then he just laughs.
Yeah, he loved it.
So Wong goes off to do whatever. He's there with Mordo. Mordo is a stickler for the rules, basically. So he's like, you broke so many rules doing this.
Yeah.
I can't be a part of this anymore. And he leaves.
I'm so mad.
Yep. So Doctor Strange goes back to Kamar-Taj. He puts the Eye of Agamotto back. And Wong is like, good for you.
Yeah.
You did a good job.
Boy.
And he's like, he says something about the Infinity Stone. So Wong knows that it's an Infinity Stone.
It's tough to give up an Infinity Stone or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. So it's like,
oh
okay.
Boy. In necklace Thanos. We're doing it.
So he goes back to the New York Sanctum because he's now the master there. And he puts on the watch that was broken. The broken watch. And that's basically it.
That's it. Yeah.
So then we have a mid-credit scene. Doctor Strange is talking to someone. And I'm like, I recognize that voice.
Yep.
Because it's Thor.
Thor's
he's
there.
talking to Thor. And he's like, why is Loki here?
Yeah, why'd you bring Loki back to New York?
Exactly.
And just parading him around town.
Exactly. And Thor's like, we're looking for our father.
Yeah, it's family issues.
Trying to find Odin. And he's like, I can help you with that.
And then we won't have that paid off for another, 3 movies.
Yes. Because that's going to be Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah. I do remember seeing that and then be like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen in the next movie? And then somebody told me what the next movie was Guardians.
Guardians, yeah.
What? Where? But
where's Thor?
but I want to know what happens here.
Yeah.
Please.
But we'll get around to it eventually.
Yeah.
In a couple of months. I mean, it's not too far away.
Yeah.
So then we have a post-credit scene. We have Benjamin Bratt is there. I accidentally wrote it as Benjamin Bratt in my
Banjo
notes.
Man Bratt.
I can't remember what his character's name was now.
Yeah, I forgot already.
Oh well. But he's
doing some metal shop work.
Yep. Cutting through some metal, and somebody shows up. It's Mordo. He's there, and he takes
that's not your power.
Yep.
Give it back.
He takes his power and leaves him paralyzed.
Yeah.
And he's like, there need to be less wizards or whatever like that.
Yeah, less sorcerers.
Yep.
There
are too many sorcerers.
Yep. So that's his thing.
And then it was like, nothing came of that.
Not really. Not yet, at least.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Because he was in multiverse, but it didn't have anything to do with that, and it wasn't even that version of Mordo. So
yeah, it is disappointing. I don't know. It's just that movie just gets more and more disappointing the more away from it I get.
The multiverse of madness.
Yeah. But whatever. This one though, I thought was very good.
Yeah.
Good start. Good introduction to Doctor Strange.
Yep. I mean, they had to introduce him because they had to set him up so that he would be in Infinity War.
Yeah.
And they had to get that Infinity Stone set up.
Yeah.
So
thought they did a good job of it. So no complaints with this movie, really. From me, at least. All right. Anything else to say about this?
I don't think so. I think we're good. I think that's it.
Well, then, let's try our snack for this week, which is what again?
These are vanilla frosting kisses.
Okay. Now, I'm not a frosting guy.
Yes.
I don't like... I mean, it's fine, but if there's a lot of frosting especially, I lose my mind.
Yeah, but in a bad way.
Yes, in a bad way. But we'll see. Maybe they have the right balance on this.
Hopefully. And it's not frosting, it's like frosting flavored.
Yeah,
cream.
Got a little coming out the bottom there.
Oh,
on mine.
not on mine.
Interesting. Reminds me of were they hugs that are like striped?
He hates it.
Why you can't do that every time?
No, he wasn't actually making a bad face.
I do hate it, but you can't just say it.
Oh my goch.
It's a lot of frosting. It tastes like, I don't want to hurt your feelings. Nothing you've made. I felt like I started that incorrectly. Like a cheap cake, like a Walmart cake, which aren't terrible, but when you get the ones with a lot of icing on them, and I don't know, it tastes like a cheap chocolate cake.
It's very sweet.
Yeah, not in a great way. What did you think?
It's not my favorite, but I don't hate it.
Yeah. Well, the good news is you get the rest
I get to eat them all. It's at least since I'm going to be the only one eating them, and I don't love them. they're going to last a long time.
That is good, yeah.
The only ones that I have over here, I have the lava cake. I still have some of those left.
They're good.
They were good, but...
Not good enough to where like, I crave these right now.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fair.
Plus, I always forget that I have them, and then I had something else. I forgot what the other one was that we had. There was another kind.
We had milk chocolate one.
It was the milk chocolate ones.
Or something like that.
Yeah, it was chocolate milk.
Chocolate milk, yeah.
So I had the chocolate milk ones, and I would eat some of those, and I'd be like, oh, these are good, but I should probably, like, maybe eat some of these other ones instead. And then I'd eat one, and I'd be like, because it's dark chocolate, and I'd be like, oh, but it's bitter. I'm like, oh, no. But I can't eat them bitter.
You got me. Gotta have another chocolate milk one.
Exactly. So I ate the chocolate milk ones really quickly.
Oh, listen, I'm giving these a 3.
I'm giving them a 5, because they're just middle of the road to me.
Not that good. Okay.
The thing is, like, I can eat sweet stuff. I like sweet stuff.
Yeah.
I very rarely say that something is too sweet.
Yeah, that's true. You're way more sweet inclined than me.
Yes, but
that's why you can see the light and everything. It's because you're positive and you like sugar so much.
But these are too sweet.
Yeah.
So I might take like one of these and one of the lava cake ones and eat them together.
Yeah.
And see if that helps.
That might work.
So it'll like kind of balance out the sweetness.
Yeah, that might work out. Well, bummer.
I knew as soon as it was like the vanilla frosting ones that you'd be like, I don't like these. But I bought them anyway.
They're still better than chocolate covered cherries, so good job there. As long as you're not that bad. I don't hate you. All right. So, what's your favorite type of Hershey's Kiss? Any flavors we haven't tried that we need to try? What'd you think of Doctor Strange movie? Did we miss any cool Easter eggs in there? I'm sure there was something. Let us know on Twitter at HavingFunCast or on Facebook at HavingFunPod.
Or you can send us an email to havingfunpod@gmail.com.
Go have fun, and we will see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.